All right. Welcome to our Zoom today, talking about hair and nails. I'm excited to talk to you guys. So I wanted to first start off and talking about, by the way, this is air dried, tied on the top of my head hair, not coiffed hair, and I worked out. So just to give you an idea, I don't have any product in at the moment. But I wanted to share with you guys that that's important because we're going to be talking about recipes for when you actually want to coif your hair. It's just 100 degrees outside Fahrenheit right now. So, so I want to talk a little bit about why people have issues with hair first. And starting with why you might have issues, because hair and nails are really an expression of internal health, as is skin. So in fact, hair, nails, and skin are considered part of our endocrine system, which is also our thyroid, our adrenals, our blood sugar. All of this stuff can be related. So one of the biggest causes of hair and nail issues is stress, which causes adrenal fatigue, which causes thyroid issues. So often you will see that people with thyroid issues really struggle with hair and nails and skin issues. So I bring this up because we can talk about all of the topical things that you can put on your hair and your nails, but if your body is internally struggling, that makes it very difficult to be well. So I want to talk about some, I know that we have a lot of people on from South Africa. I don't know if we have any Europeans on today, but I want to talk about some products that are available in the US but will be coming to South Africa, and some that are available, and all this can be ordered remotely from the US if you're not located in the US. So some of the things that I will tell you, so let me just tell you that I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's after my son's birth. And one of the symptoms that I had was a lot of my hair was falling out like crazy. And I was, by the way, pregnant, which if you've ever been pregnant before, you know that you really don't lose a lot of hair normally when you're pregnant. With my first pregnancy, I didn't lose a lot. I had like so much hair. I can't even tell you how much hair I had with my first pregnancy. And with my son, I was losing hair and my skin was crazy dry. So my nails were really brittle. My hands were like sandpaper. They were horrible. And so as I started addressing my body internally, my hair and my nails benefited from that. In fact, that is my telltale when something is going wrong with my thyroid, is that my hair will start to fall out and my hands start to get really sandpapery. The best term I have for it. It's beyond dry. Dry is not a good indication of how dry my hands are. They're like sandpaper. So I haven't had that in many years now, thankfully. But I do a lot of things to support my body. So one thing that we have across the globe, an oil that we have is called Endoflex. And I cannot speak highly enough about Endoflex. In fact, my old lady dog that's having surgery right now is now using Endoflex too. In just a couple of days' time of using it, her hair stopped falling out as much. In fact, almost barely falling out after like full dogs coming off of her, me brushing her. So I love Endoflex because it supports your adrenals, it supports your thyroid, it helps balance, like helps your body deal with stress. Some of the other things that are amazing for supporting the thyroid is a supplement called Thyromin, which is actually, I just ordered more of it and it's sitting on my desk because it just arrived. But this is a supplement that I take every day. I used to take more of it. I don't know why it won't come into focus. We'll see if it does. There we go. But I started off taking a whole lot more of it, and now I just take one a day or one every other day just to keep my body happy. But I can't speak enough about, so 85% of the population is estimated to have slow thyroid, hypothyroidism. So it's really, really awesome to be able to support your body with oils. Endoflex is just an amazing oil because it is a balancer. You don't have to have a fast thyroid or a slow thyroid, or you don't have to worry about where your hormones are because it's just a balancer. And I know we've had lots of great successes on this team with people who have used Endoflex. I'm going to let the rest of the team talk about another one of our favorite supplements called Sulfurzyme in just a minute. Actually, I'm going to quickly talk about it because I have a story to tell. So I wanted to mention thyroid issues because it is a huge cause for hair and nail issues and skin issues. But I want to tell a story. There is a woman who's a friend of mine whose son was diagnosed with alopecia, and he was young when this happened. It was he was probably 9 or 10 when he was diagnosed. His hair just started falling out, like just out of nowhere. He had never had hair problems before. And so she started using cedarwood, Endoflex, and Sulfurzyme with him, and hair came back. It was just like, okay, that's all it took. Like, it was not a big deal. It was like a crazy success story that just was such an easy solution for her. So I can't speak highly enough about that trio. So I know we're going to hear more about cedarwood, so I don't want to talk too much about it right now, but just know that there are help even for the most severe of hair issues. So with that, I think I have next, Pam is going to talk about some recipes for hand cream, which is awesome for nails too. So Pam, please go ahead.
Hello. So I have always put on products on my nails. I've had acrylic and gelish and all of that my whole life. And in December, my nails started to lift from the tip of my finger up, and it turns out I was allergic to all these products. So my fairy godmother, Laura Braz, told me about lavender, and I started applying that. And then COVID came and winter, and I have the worst winter hands that are sore and cracked and bleeding and itchy and embarrassing, and along with the nails issue. So I created a little hand cream, and my hands have never been softer, less dry. My nails have completely healed. These are all natural nails. And my hands are not cracked and bleeding, and we're in the middle of winter, and just like these oils and all the natural ingredients that I use just have been so beneficial. I'm forever looking for my kids use it, my husband uses it. I've even applied it on my little baby for a little nappy rash, and on their cheeks for their, you know, in the winter they get that like sore, scratchy, red, dry skin. It's like this miracle cream that just helps everything. And the recipe is really easy. So it's 2 heaped tablespoons of shea butter, 1 heaped tablespoon of coconut oil. I use the one from Woolies, the organic one that you can cook with, because I like the oiliness of it. But you can use fraction coconut. Then I put in 5 drops of lavender, 8 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of citronella, 5 drops of vitamin E oil. And I made my first batch in April, and I've just finished that one. And last week I made one again, so it's lasted me a long time, that small amount. And I added 2 drops of bergamot, which smells amazing and is really good for your skin. And yeah, and it's simple, it's easy. My nails are amazing, my hands are amazing. I'm happy for my husband to hold my hand, and I can talk with my hands, and I'm confident, and so will you be. And I think it's 80 now, if I'm correct.
Hi everybody, my name's Adi, and I'm going to talk to you about Sulfurzyme, a supplement that Adi mentioned that she used as well. So I'm just going to share my story first, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the science behind Sulfurzyme. But it looks like this, and it comes in powder form and capsule form. But just a little bit about my story with Sulfurzyme and my love affair. About 6 years ago, my husband and I, ex-husband, and I separated. And as Adi said, when your body's stressed, horrible things happen to your body, and one of them is your hair falls out. And my hair fell out a lot. I went through a very horrible couple of years, and my hair just shed. I used to cry, I'm not joking, cry to my mother on the phone because of my hair falling out. I used to wake up and there was just hair on my pillow. I looked down, there was like hair on my clothes. I was too scared to go and shower because I knew when I went to shower that big clumps of hair were going to come out. And I actually had started getting all these bald patches on my hair. And so when Ali came to South Africa and she mentioned Sulfazam, I think it was even in our very first class she did for us, I was in. I had to try it. And I've been using it almost ever since. And my hair has grown back. I mean, when I used to put my hair up in a pony, it was like this tiny, thin little pony. It looks really embarrassing. I was actually not planned at all, but I was at my hairdresser today, and she was blown away by how my hair has grown back. And she said not only has it grown back, but she can't believe how shiny it is. It's just been so amazing for my hair and my nails. When you're on Sulfazam, your nails also grow like you can't believe. My nails used to break all the time, and now they just grow and grow, and they're hard. They don't break at all. It's really amazing, and I have to cut them so much more often than I used to. So they really help with hair and nails. And so just a little bit about the science of Sulfazam, why it works so well on your hair and your nails, is because it contains something called MSM, which contains sulfur. And our bodies, every single cell in our body needs sulfur. It's the building block to two very important amino acids. And the one is methionine, which we get from food, like fish and egg whites. And the other one is cysteine. And our hair and our nails has the protein keratin in. And this cysteine amino acid is the building block for keratin. And that's why Sulfazam is so effective in helping our hair and nails grow. There's so many other benefits to Sulfazam, including detoxification of our body. It helps with recovery from, like if you have a hard workout at gym, it helps with muscle and muscle recovery. We can do a whole class on Sulfazam. It has so many benefits, but it is just so amazing. I can't rave about it enough for your hair and nails. And when we launched here in South Africa and we knew we weren't getting it, I ordered about 15 bottles of it. The powder and the capsules, because my daughter also takes it and she doesn't like the powder. So she takes the capsules. So I still I've got 3 bottles left from all that stock, and I'm hoping South Africa is going to launch soon, which I'm praying that it is. I think it will. But I think that everybody needs to be on it. My little 7-year-old is also on it because he has eczema, and it's really helped with his eczema as well. So just the difference between the powder and the capsules is that the capsules don't have prebiotics in, whereas the powder does have prebiotics. So I didn't actually mention that it's amazing for your gut, like amazing for gut health as well. And also the powder, because you're adding it to water, it does contain, I think it contains stevia. So it's a little bit sweeter than the capsule. But otherwise, they both have MSM, and it also contains wolfberry powder, as you know, from Ningxia, which has the wolfberry. And what the wolfberry powder does, it helps your body absorb all that sulfur. So all in all, the MSM plus the sulfur is just an amazing combination for your hair and nails. And now I don't know, I think to Sarah.
So I still have 6 bottles of Sulfazam left, and I'm Adie's sister, and Vanessa, our youngest sister, I'm actually taking a bottle to her tomorrow because she's just run out of her Sulfazam. So we all use it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about nail polish remover and a lovely cuticle oil for your nails. So store-bought nail polish removers and cuticle oils are laden with nasty ingredients like acetone, artificial fragrances, and parabens. And if you have been using the not-so-natural nail polish remover and cuticle oil, there's no need to petty panic. I'll tell you about 2 DIYs which are packed with essential oils and other nail-loving ingredients. So this is how to make your own DIY nail polish remover with essential oils. So you need apple cider vinegar, 2/3 of a cup, or 70% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. And then you just add that you need 6 drops of citrus fresh essential oil blend and 7 drops of lemon essential oil or lemongrass essential oil. And basically how you do it is you just take a funnel and you pour all the ingredients into, for America, it's 6 or 8 ounces bottle with a lid. And that's about just under half a cup for us South Africans. And then you just shake it gently and until it's mixed well. And then you soak a cotton wool ball in the solution and you rub it onto your fingernails until the polish is removed. And you can actually also dip your fingers, your nails into the solution for 20 to 30 seconds and then use a cotton wool ball to wipe it clean. And then afterwards, just wash your hands with our beautiful Thieves foaming hand soap and water. And then you can moisturize your fingers and nails with this DIY cuticle oil that I'm going to tell you about. But before I talk about that, I just want to tell you about commercial nail polish removers, why they're so bad. They're bad because they contain acetone, which is flammable, and it's a chemical strong enough to actually dissolve plastic. And they also contain formaldehyde, toluene, and phthalates. So these things, it removes the nail polish quickly, but when it comes to strong, healthy nails, slow and citrus-scented wins the mani-pedi race. So it might just take a little bit longer to remove the nail polish, but it's healthier for you in the end. And now I'm going to tell you how to make your DIY cuticle oil with essential oils. This beautiful combination of oils revitalizes the appearance of cracked cuticles and neglected nail beds, while moisturizing the delicate skin on your fingers. So your ingredients that you need are 1.5 teaspoons of V6 vegetable oil complex. This is Young Living's carrier oil, which we sell, and you can get that in South Africa and America. 4 drops of frankincense essential oil and 2 drops of myrrh essential oil. And then you just mix all the ingredients in a small bowl and you dip a cotton ball in the mixture and apply it to your cuticles. Let this sit on your skin for about 5 minutes, then rub into the skin and nails. And that is your cuticle oil. And I've also got a little tip for you if you want to take your cuticle oil with you if you're traveling or if you just want to keep it in your handbag with you. So you can put the same recipe into a clean, empty 15 ml essential oil bottle. So don't throw your oil bottles away. And you can just add an aroma glide fitment onto it. And then you can roll this onto your cuticles anytime and anywhere. And you'll have beautiful nails. Thank you. And I am passing on to, sorry, I've got to open my phone. Sam.
I don't know who I'm passing on to, and my daughter's just taken my phone. She should be in bed, but anyway, to keep her entertained. So whoever's next, I'm sorry I'm not introducing you. I am going to talk about my journey with my hair and how I was never able to find anything that I was happy. And this was even before I started using essential oils. So I was never able to find anything in the shops that I was happy with the ingredients being safe to be put into my hair and onto my scalp and then absorbed into my brain. So I did some research into washing with bicarb, which sounds terrible because it's not soapy and it's not foamy and it's not amazing. And it takes a lot of getting used to. But if you push through for 2 to 3 weeks, you will see that the results are quite good. I have a lot of hair and it's never been healthier than it is now. So since I've started adding in essential oils, it's even better. So I'm going to make a little mixture for you because I want you to see the consistency. So, but basically the process went from using bicarb only on its own with making a paste with a little bit of water to then adding in some Epsom salts. So Epsom salts or bicarb actually helps to activate the Epsom salts, which are really good for your hair and for your scalp. And then I add in, depending on how I'm feeling, a few of the good hair oils. So always lavender and cedarwood. And then at the moment I'm loving Lang Lang. because it smells beautiful, and I think it's also got great properties for hair. And then for conditioner, which is probably the hardest thing for people to get their head around, and especially if you have curly hair. So I have to be truthful with you guys and say that I have started using a little bit of a natural conditioner that I've got from, it's like fragrance free and whatnot, from Essentially Natural, which is part of, I'm sure you, I mean, in America you have Young Living products for your hair, so you don't have to make up this stuff, which I can't wait until we have here. But yeah, just to give my curls a little bit more bounce, I am using a little bit of conditioner. Liz, someone's asking about hair color. I haven't dyed my hair in 6 years, so I can't tell you about hair color, but you can try it out and see. But I just want to make a quick batch and show you how easy it is to make and what the consistency should be. So I hope you can all see over here. So I do a little cup like this, which is about like the size of a shot glass of Epsom salts. And the same of bicarb. And then I add in just a little bit of water till it starts to fizz a bit. And I just want to show you guys that was actually a little bit too much water. But it goes kind of fizzy and bubbly and like pasty. Can you see that? That is a little bit too much water. It's normally a little bit more pasty. And then you add your oils into that. And it feels like you're washing your hair with beach sand, which I'm selling this terribly, but that's the truth. So it's almost like a massage for your head. And you kind of pull it through your hair and then rinse it all out. And then mix your apple cider vinegar, so about the same kind of consistency, a shot glass of apple cider vinegar, in about 500 mils of water, and pour that over your hair once you've rinsed the sea sand out of it. And I promise you guys, give it a try. After like 2 to 3 weeks, your hair is soft and beautiful and delicious. And put some essential oils into your apple cider vinegar so you don't smell like fish and chips. Okay? Enjoy. Yes.
I love that. Oh, sorry. I think I'm
No.
next. Hi, everyone.
Thanks,
Anna.
Anna.
Were you done, Sam? Sorry.
Yep, I'm done.
Cool. Okay. I love that. Washing your hair with beach sand. That's hilarious. So I, on the other hand, again, have really, really fine hair. So, and not a lot of it either. It's thin and it's little. And so I also love sulfazyme, but I wanted to show you also my DIY hair growth serum. And I also use this on my youngest little girl because my older daughter has this, obviously not genetic from me, bush of hair, but my little one also has very fine hair coming in. So you can just use a empty spray bottle. You can see the one I'm holding here. And then I use 1/3 witch hazel and 2/3 water. You can use more witch hazel if you want. So this is just an example of the witch hazel. Recently, I've been really struggling to find witch hazel, and I've been using a witch hazel and rose water blend. But what the witch hazel does is it dries a lot faster than what the water dries. So if you're wanting to put it on your hair and your hair mustn't get wet, then you can actually use just witch hazel and not use any water at all as your base. But in about a 50 ml, I'll use lavender and cedarwood. So you can put about 15 to 20 drops of each in a 50 ml. And then you just spray it on your scalp morning and evening and just massage it in a little bit. I just do it like a bit randomly all over. Like the added benefit actually doing it at night again is that those are both also oils that are really great for sleep. So you're putting something that's calming and good for bedtime over your head again at night, which is really nice. So that was the one recipe I wanted to show you guys. And what I also just want to actually comment is, although, because I know not everybody is from SA, I've got little recipes typed up, so I'll pop them on our screen share, then you guys can screen grab them. But this I bought when we were still getting our products from the US, Mira hair oil. And this is absolutely amazing. You literally use it's got a little dropper inside, but less than a, especially for me with my fine hair, I use less than a drop literally, and it just takes the frizz out, which is amazing. Especially that like baby hair that's growing with your nice hair growth serum, just to get it a bit down. I find that absolutely amazing. And then the other recipe I wanted to show you guys is anti-lice spray, because I actually got a message this morning from my daughter's school to say that lice are going around the grade ones and we have to check their head. And I grabbed it and I was like, oh my word, because I actually have forgotten post having had her at home for 4 months to put it on every morning for her. So I just quickly mixed up a new one for today, but I also just used the spray bottle again. And then for her, I take 1/3 witch hazel, 2/3 water, and I just add 15 drops of purification. Bugs absolutely hate purification. So that I spray, as I'm doing it here in the morning, I spray it quite liberally. If she's got a pony, I spray it down the pony. If I remember to do it beforehand, I do it and then brush it into her hair and then do her hair up. And it not only smells really great, but the lice have never come back for her since. And that's been huge for me, because about 2 years ago, she did get lice at school. This was before I had essential oils. And it was an absolute nightmare. It was so difficult to get rid of it, and it cost me a fortune. I eventually had to get the lice clinic to come to your house and like do it for you, because she's got this bush of hair. I couldn't get it out. And I just thought I never ever want that again. And also I was so horrified at the products. Those anti-lice products are disgusting. So it's so nice to actually just be able to avoid it all naturally with the oils. So those are the 2 recipes I wanted to share with you guys. Let me quickly pop them on, and then you can, I can't share. Okay, I'll send them out after the class. I'm done.
Anna, do you want to share really fast? I just made you a co-host so that you can share.
Oh, yeah, then you guys can just, sorry, it takes me 2 seconds to just load them, but then it's easy to screen grab. Okay, so here's the hair growth one. Sorry, I forgot to mention the ylang ylang. Ylang ylang I actually started adding later on when I learned that hair really loves ylang ylang as well. And you can even put a drop of the cedarwood in your mascara. That's really great. So I think everyone's had a chance to grab that. And then here's your lice repellent spray. Cool, and then I'm done. Thank you for listening to me. I'm the worst DIY person, so when I get DIY, you guys must know it's beyond easy.
Serena, are you up there? I think you're next.
Hi. Okay, yeah. I'm here and I'm going to quickly tell you about this scalp scrub that I've been using. And I'm also going to just share my screen so that you can get the recipe while I just explain it to you. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, you can see that, right? Okay, so this is a really, really simple recipe, and the cool thing about it is it's edible. So if you get some on your fingers, you can taste it if you want. It's actually pretty nice. So start off with taking just a tablespoon of coconut oil. I use the type for cooking, so the solid one. And then add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, which is just great for your hair, 1 teaspoon of honey, and 3 drops of young living essential oil. Now I'll show you the different options depending on your hair type, but this makes it really, really nourishing scrub. And the reason why I went looking for a way to do this is because I have a really oily scalp, and in winter I hate washing my hair when it's so cold. So I was looking for a way to really clean my scalp so that it would stay clean, because I wasn't getting that from my shampoo. So this scrub, if you have an oily scalp like mine, you can use this twice a month, so every 2 weeks. And if you have a drier scalp, you can use it just once a month, and it'll be moisturizing and nourishing for your hair. And you can adapt it for oily hair, for dandruff, for dry hair or hair loss. And I've really, really enjoyed it, because after using it, my hair feels thicker but lighter, and my scalp really does feel clean. The first time I used it, I was wondering like how I ever thought it was clean before, because it really, really felt good. So these are the different options. So I would go, for me, I'll go oily hair. So I'll do maybe a drop each of lemon, cypress, peppermint, which for all here in South Africa. And if you can get rosemary, that's also great, and it boosts hair growth. And then for dry hair, cedarwood, lavender, chamomile, or rosemary are all really soothing. And then for hair growth, there's options there as well. So for promoting hair growth and dry hair, they're kind of the same thing. And rosemary works everywhere. It's like the best hair oil if you can get it. And then I think my favorites are the cedarwood actually and lavender, which I do put even in my oily hair mix sometimes. Um, so yeah, I hope that you try it. For the instructions, just wet your hair thoroughly first, then take I don't know, like a tablespoon worth and massage it really well into the scalp, and then leave it for about 5 minutes while you do other stuff in the shower, and then rinse it really thoroughly before you do your regular shampoo and condition, and then enjoy. I hope that helps, and that's all from me. And I'm handing on to Yolande, right?
Hello. So I'm going to talk about our three type hair and four type hair. And so it's a little bit harder to manage than the finer hair. And so we put a lot of products. So that's what we used to do, put a whole lot of products on our hair to get it softer and more manageable. And I've actually stopped using any of the chemical straighteners on my hair for about a year and a half now. And so it's actually caused more tangling into my hair. So the first recipe that I'm going to share is a detangled spray. And that's what you're going to use if you are taking out your braids or if you are just trying to detangle your hair. And so what I use is a 250 ml bottle, which is the spray top. And I put about a quarter of the bottle of conditioner. So you're going to use your clean conditioner if you can find any. And then we are obviously waiting for the Young Living one to come to us. And then I put in 5 to 10 drops each of cedarwood, lavender, and rosemary. And I top the rest, I put some warm water and give it a little bit of a shake. And then you will section your hair as normal. For all of our natural hair esters, and we section our hair, spray it on, and then detangle. And what I noticed when I was taking out my braids, usually that's the time when I have the most breakage and the most hair loss, that I had minimal breakage and minimal hair loss, which was a win. So I was like, okay, I'm giving this to all of my friends, and so who have daughters with hair braids and lots of knotty hair and thick hair. And then the next thing that we do with our 3 type and 4 type hair is we have to moisturize our hair. And so we use a hair elixir, which is a hair oil, and the hairspray. And I use that the hairspray I use once a week, and the elixir I use about twice a week just to massage my scalp. So in the hairspray, I use a 50 ml bottle with a spray top as well, and I'm using 10 to 15 drops each of peppermint, lavender, cedarwood, and rosemary. I use half witch hazel and half of distilled water, and then you can section your hair into the braid sections and then just spray it on. My friend who has dreadlocks also uses it. She asked me actually to make her a batch, and she's like, this is helping her to go less to the hairdresser because it's difficult for her to wash her hair all the time. And so I think she's washing her hair like maybe twice a month. So this really keeps her going with her dreadlocks. To keep her hair and her locks smelling nice and feeling soft. And then the next one is the hair elixir. It's also in a 50 ml bottle, and you're using the glass dropper. And so in that, I am using 10 to 15 drops of tea tree, rosemary, peppermint, and cedarwood. And then I add 10 ml of each grapeseed oil, olive oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, and castor oil. And what that does is it actually moisturizes your scalp, and it's keeping your scalp like it's keeping it really healthy. So no dandruff, and no flaking. And then it's also helping your hair to grow. So when you are taking out your braids, or like for me, my braids are out at the moment, it's keeping my hair softer, keeping it nourished, no breakage, helping it to grow. And I also quickly use a hair mask. Okay, I'm seeing all the comments. Can I post it here afterwards on the chat? Is that going to be okay, Ali, if I post the recipes after? Um, the hair mask I will use if our braids, then I will use a hair mask once a week just before I wash. So let's say Friday night is the night that I'll put a mask on, and that's just coconut oil, and a little bit of olive oil, and then I mix that up and I put in cedarwood, lavender, and rosemary. So I put about 5 drops of each, and I leave that and I wrap up my head and go to sleep, and then I'll wash it out the next day. So then I will quickly hop onto the comments and put all of the recipes there. And that's me. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. I really appreciate you sharing all that. And I couldn't keep up, so I was glad you were going to post. So we have 20 more minutes left, and we do not have to use the full length of this call, but does anyone have any specific questions that haven't yet been answered? There have been so many amazing recipes and tips shared. I did want to mention one more product about hair loss, because my mother was losing her hair, and she is in her 70s, so she is postmenopausal, and her testosterone levels had gone down, and she started using Powergize, which is a supplement in the United States. Again, that can be ordered and shipped to South Africa, but it is a testosterone balancing blend or product supplement that actually my husband takes as well, and made a huge difference in her. Actually, her hair loss just stopped completely and started growing back. So that is another product that I wanted to recommend, because everyone's body is different. We're all in different stages, so wanted to mention that too. But does anyone else have any questions they would like answered? Yes, Ningxia Red too, Anna. Yeah, it's just so full of nutrients, so it's hitting kind of checking all the boxes. Yes. Feel free to unmute if you have a question. Toenail fungus, great question. So I had someone on our team who whose father had been on medicine after medicine for toenail fungus, had a really severe case, and they were about to do surgery on his nail. It was his big toenail. And his daughter is on our team. She's actually a holistic nutritionist, and she gave him some thieves oil and had him apply from his knuckle down and underneath the nail. And within a week, it was gone after more than 1.5 years of being on horrendous medicine where they had to check his liver every so often. So huge win. Thieves is our friend in all cases, anything bacterial or fungus or any of that. But I would say also purification could probably work. Tea tree could also do well, but we have lots of tools in our oily kit for toenail fungus. Anything else? Okay, I'm going to stop recording.